Hello dear friends, rational numbers. What is a rational number? Any number that can be written as a fraction is called a rational number. As an example, fraction itself is a rational number. So, for example, 2 over 3 is a rational number, 5 over 6 is a rational number, 1 over 2 is a rational number, and so on. Also, we can write percents. We can say that percents is a rational number. For example, 75%. Why do we call percent a rational number? Because we can write 75% as a fraction in the fraction form 75 over 100, and then we can also simplify it to be 3 over 4. So this is again a fraction, which is a rational number. Another form of a rational number is a decimal. For example, 0.6. Why is a decimal like 0.6 is a rational number? Because we can write it also as a fraction like 6 over 10, and then we can simplify it to be divided by 2 up and divided by 2 down to be 3 over 5. So, all of them, as you see, they are all fractions. So, we can call fractions, percents, and decimals, all of them are rational numbers. Look here at this diagram. This diagram explains that rational numbers can contain, as you see here, decimals, can contain fractions, can contain a decimal like this with bar notation, and we will explain what is a bar notation later. And it can also contain a negative decimal number. It can also contain mixed number. It can also contain integers like -6 and -10. Why is an integer a rational number? Because we can write it as a fraction over 1. So -6 over 1 is now in a fraction form, which is a rational number, and -10 over 1 is the same. So integers are rational numbers. Also, whole numbers like 8 and 1 and 13, all of the whole numbers are also rational numbers because we can write them in a fraction form over 1 like this. So 1 over 1, 13 over 1, 8 over 1 are all rational numbers. Let's take an example. We want to transform a fraction into a decimal. We want to transform 5 over 12 to be a decimal. So, to do this, we are going to make long division like this. We are going to divide the numerator, which is 5. We will write it here, divided by the denominator, which is 12. We write it as the divisor. So 5 divided by 12, of course, because 5 is less than 12, we will write here 0. Then we multiply 0 times 12. Multiply 0 times 12 is 0. Now subtract 5 minus 0 is 5. We will not stop here. To continue the number or the quotient up here, we will place here a decimal point, and we'll place also here in the quotient the decimal point. We will put a 0 here to bring it down beside the 5. So now it's 50. 50 divided by 12 equal, we know that 4 times 12 is 48, so here is 48 like this. Now subtract, this will be 4, this will be 10, minus 8 equal 2. Now place another 0 here to bring it down beside the 2 to continue the quotient up here. 20 divided by 12 equal 1. 1 times 12 is 12, and then subtract. 0 minus 2 cannot be, this will be 10 minus 2 equal 8. We can continue by placing another 0 and then bring it down here. Now 80 divided by 12, we know that we can do it like, let's try for example, 12 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16, carry up 1. 1 times 8 is 8 plus 1 is 9, so we'll not take the 8. Now try the 7. 12 times 7. 2 times 7, 14, carry up 1. 1 times 7, 7 plus 1, 8. Also we cannot take the 7, but we can take the 6. 6 times 2 is 12, carry up 1. And 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1, 7. Now subtract, 0 minus 2 cannot be, so this will be 8, and it will continue like this. So the answer here will be 0.416 and the 6 will be repeated. So we can write it in a bar notation like this, 0.416. And because the 6 is repeating, we just write one of them and we put a bar above it here, and we call it bar notation. This is the bar notation. Another example, write the negative 2 over 9 as a decimal. So again, we will make it like a long division here. 2 divided by 9 is 0. 0 times 9, 0. Subtract. 2 minus 0, 2. Now to continue, put here a decimal point, put here a decimal point, and put here a 0 to bring it down beside the 2. Now 20 divided by 9 equal 2, because 2 times 9 is 18. Now subtract. 0 minus 8 cannot be. This will be 10 minus 8, 2. Place another 0 here to bring it down beside the 2. Again, 20 divided by 9, again it's 2. 2 times 9, again it's 18. Now subtract. This is 2. Now place another 0 and bring it down. And as you see, we are repeating the same process, and the 2 will be repeated. So don't forget that we have a negative sign here. So this is a negative fraction. So the answer would be negative 0.2, and I will not write all the 2's. I'll just write one of them and a bar above it because it is repeating. One more example with a mixed number now, and it's negative mixed number. So to do this, first we can write it as an improper fraction. Let's remember together, how do we write it as improper fraction? We multiply the whole number part, multiply by the denominator, and then what you get, you add it up with the numerator. So negative 2 and 2 over 3. Now forget about the negative and just write it here. Now 2 times 3 is 6, 6 plus 2, 8 over 3. So now this fraction, negative fraction, I want to write it as a decimal. So I will make here the long division. I will write here the 8 and here the 3. 8 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract 2. To continue, I'll put here a decimal point and also here a decimal point. And I'll place here a 0 and bring it down like this. 20 divided by 3. We know that 3 times 6 is 18. So subtract, remainder 2. Place another 0, bring it down here. 20 divided by 3, another 6. 6 times 3, 18 again. Subtract, another 2. Place a 0. And as you see, it continues like this. So the answer here will be negative 2. I'll put only 6 because 6 is repeated, and a bar notation like this, a bar above it. So please, if you understand, please subscribe and like the video. Thank you. To the next video. Bye.